Welcome back. This is CC Cycle 1, Week 20. I'm Rebecca Skillen, and this is a little bit of review of what we did for my parents as a parent update and for tutors. If you are looking for some inspiration or some ideas or some creative thought, welcome. For General Assembly, my director and I found some skits for each composer, and I think it's in the tutor Facebook page under files. And so we had Handel, however he pronounces his name. You can check out Stephanie Laughlin's orchestra playlists. She's got lots of playlists, but I definitely go to her for my tin whistle and my orchestra inspiration on YouTube. But anyways, found this skit. Oh, excuse. My director, who has a significant orchestra background, tweaked it just a tiny bit because she wanted to add a few things. And so we talked about it, like I think on Sunday or Monday night, and decided to go with it Tuesday morning. So we didn't get a lot of dress up done. We couldn't find any, white wigs. But anyways, we introduced Handel in that way for General Assembly. Hopefully it took a little bit of stress off of the rest of the tutors, so they had a little bit of reference or whatever they wanted to do for orchestra during that orchestra time. So that was in General Assembly. Then we went to our class. I have the journeyman, and ladies, we did our geography and our Latin at our table, and then we got up and moved after that. For geography, I don't know what maps you printed off for your community, but the maps that we printed off, we realized do not have the province boundaries of Ontario and Quebec, or Quebec. So we did a little bit of imagination and doing our best of drawing cartography. Also, if you have the same maps that we have, you will notice that for week 21, the Great Bear Lake and the Great Slave Lake are not on the maps either. So that has been brought to my director's attention, and we're gonna augment that for week 21. But for Dominion of Canada, I found this on Happy Learning or Christy Gabby, and it is to the French song Alouette, and I really like that because Canada does have two languages, official languages. So we did how Happy Learning does it, and that's Dominion of Canada, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and then week 21 is Great Slave Lake, Great Bear Lake, Hudson Bay, Baffin Bay, Labrador Sea. That's the whole song. So Dominion of Canada, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Great Bear Lake, Great Slave Lake, Hudson Bay, Baffin Bay, Labrador Sea. So a couple things, New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, if you use your imagination, looks like a person on skis. So the person with that like rounded nose is New Brunswick, and then Nova Scotia are the skis. So if that helps you, go for it. Latin, third declension noun endings. Again, we are singing through our pronunciation of the third declension, but we are also attending this fourth and final time around in community of the endings, and knowing that the nominative singular various is not the ending, it means there literally are various endings. something I learned when I went and visited a challenge class earlier in, I think, first semester. So that is what we did at the table. We reviewed all of our helping verbs. Excuse me. And then as we're walking to my board at a different part of the room from the table, we said our helping verbs, and then we learned the definition of a linking verb, and we are singing linking verb to the Ants Go Marching In. So a linking verb makes an assertion by joining two words. A linking verb makes an assertion by joining two words, and then we'll do feel, become, remain, taste, seem, appear, look, sound, stay, smell, grow, am, are, is, was, were, be, being, been. So that's how we're going to do that. I believe I made a video of that in my playlist if that's something that you want to review. So that was English. Circumference of a circle. We talked about the area of a circle last week, so we're doing the circumference. So we did our best to make a circle with our bodies, and we just went, the circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius. Pi equals 3.14, 3.14, 3.14, and whenever there was a natural rest, we changed the directions. So we did that 7 times. For timeline, I gave them the cards and let them teach themselves. We went over the order right here. We went over the order, and then I had my one of my kids who is memory proofing from Memory Master. I had him kind of lead it, and I said, okay, you be the servant leader, and let's make sure each person has a chance to put them in order. And while we were singing the timeline song, to see if you could get it in order in that time frame of us singing the song, because I was getting my agility ladder out, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, and then I never used it. For science, we did what are some parts of the atmosphere. To Mary Poppins, let's go fly a kite, because where do you fly a kite? In the atmosphere. So what are some parts of the atmosphere? Some parts of the atmosphere are troposphere and stratosphere, mesosphere and thermosphere and exosphere. Some parts of the atmosphere are troposphere and stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. So that is that. For history, I made them sit and we practiced the pronunciations because this song goes really fast. And I think we just did like our own dancing to it, because I didn't make any motions or anything like that because I wanted them to focus on the words. So tell me about the Mexican Revolution. Circa 1910, during the Mexican Revolution, Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata fought the Federales for land and liberty. And I had one kid who's like, it's the Federalists. I'm like, well, that may be, but if you're going to test for Memory Master, know that that word is Federales. And so we practiced that a good while and then sang the song. Because those words are hard to say quickly with as quick as the song goes, and actually say the words that are there. That's what we did there. So for science, we did layers of the geosphere. And if you have this book, it's a panel, but it's called the book, The Big Book of Earth and Sky. It is a master's book product. I love it. What I didn't realize until we were doing it is that we were kind of looking at all the panels because we were reviewing the layers of the geosphere and then the parts of the atmosphere. And so we were kind of looking at the panels as we went, and we reviewed half our science doing this for our review for the day. So anyways, we talked about it. We looked at the different parts of the atmosphere and kind of what's in them. I also found a song that is a sea shanty parody, and I played that, not watching it, but played it as music while we were working on our science project. And I will try to link that after I load these. So our version of the parts of the atmosphere, and I don't know where she got these, but she was like, bonus points for whoever finds the typo, because we don't have a troposphere, we have a troposphere. So if you catch that, great. But she cut out foam globes, so that was our Earth, and then here's the core mantle crust, and then the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. We talked about what we're in, what kind of hangs out in each of these spheres of the atmosphere. And this is my oldest. My youngest was not in the mood to color each. She just kind of colored blue. But I thought this was a really cool idea for portfolios or for storing. You might look at something that is more flat. I've seen some where it looks like the Earth, and then it's kind of like a flip book where you flip it open and then you see the core mantle crust. I think this is a lot of fun, and I know the kids had a blast with it, but it's not going to store well in our Pennsylvania portfolios. So, but it is really cool. After that, we did listen to Handel's Water Music Suite, and I love that piece. So we had fun with that. We listened to it once, then I read through, stopped and paused and read through the Classical Music for Dummies. I love this book. I always preface, please read it and preview it before you do not do a cold read with your kids, because this book has, in certain aspects, especially in Cycle 3 with like Stravinsky and some others, it's definitely written with some adult humor, so you don't want to kind of stumble upon that when you are with kids of all ages and ones that are not your own. So please pre-read. Most of the time it's very safe, but you don't want to be that person. I have this fun triangle, and I've done it every year, and my daughter is like, why don't you play the triangle? So at the end of our orchestra, because I forgot to do it at the beginning, I ended our orchestra with a triangle. So anyways, listen to it once without saying a word, then I paused it as we listened to it, and then I let them listen to the whole piece again without interruption. Mozart's going to be tricky because I think it's 11 minutes to get through that 3 times. Mathematically, it's not possible in a 30-minute time slot. So we may adjust things, or we may not get to listen to it for a full 3 times. For review, like I said, we went through review pretty quickly. I have these funny Flick a chicken. And so I have a small basket, I have the trash can that we empty before review, and then a beanbag chair, and they did Flick a Chicken skee ball, and it was fun. We answered 7 weeks of review, and then everybody gets a chance, and then we answer 7 more questions, and then everybody gets a chance. And then of course we were done in time, and so they got their would you rather questions. So that was our day. Hope you have a great week. I will be back for week 21, Lord willing, next week.